Hi everyone, my name is NUA and I'm a mystic magician and a lover of uncovering mysteries, to which I will dedicate a lot of time to show you that the world is much deeper than it seems. Everyone has heard about werewolves, right? Watch the video till the end if you want to know why werewolves are so popular nowadays, and most importantly, watch it to think and understand if werewolves are a myth. Then where do they come from and why are there so many references and mentions of them? Werewolves are terrifying monsters that have caused hundreds of disappearances and countless grief. Terrifying stories from eyewitnesses about how a person turns into a beast still scare us. But this is all fairy tale, right? What if werewolves exist? If the creature is not a product of imagination, then what causes belief in it? Perhaps the mystery is right under our noses and it is quite obvious. Let's first look at the shamanism in the prehistoric world. We know about the medicine man of the Native Americans and various Siberian shamanistic beliefs of a similar nature. I dug deeper and found something very interesting. In the 1988 issue of the magazine Antiquity, early humans could identify with animals, and they claim in the article that the falling figure in the scene in the Lascaux cave represents a shaman entering a mystical state by transforming into a bird through trance. Seems plausibly. In a sense, the shaman may be in the process of becoming a werebird. His figure drawn in front of the wounded bison and near a bird symbol on a wand or stick, indeed, may represent a man in tune with nature with the help of his animal spirit helper. If this is so, then such a beliefs may go back far in a more than 12,000 years. This sounds like witchcraft belief related to familiars such as cats or other animals. It is surprising that such a belief could exist for thousands of years in such a similar form. Nevertheless, a type of shamanism existed among the Scythians in the first millennium BCE. Michael Grant noted in the book The Rise of the Greeks the spread of Scythian shamanistic ideas into Greece via the Trajan road. And of course, we know about the Greeks' trade with the northern shore of the Black Sea in those times. What affected the Greeks would affect the Romans in the later eras. Let's not forget about the Vikings. During the Viking exploration age, Vikings sometimes seemed to have a habit of acting like animals, turning into berserkers to gain increased strength or fearfulness. Such warriors could be considered bear-like or wolf-like in their rages. Could the werewolf be linked to such a historical behavior? A new and simple version of the origin of European belief in werewolves may point to Rome through Egypt. This is suggested in the publication of Erlin Wolkinski's paper, Egyptian Masks, the Priest and His Role in the American magazine, Archaeology. For example, one of the theories is that a priest wearing a wolf-like jackal mask could be easily misunderstood by foreigners in Egypt. Is the Anubis priest walking in a religious procession the original werewolf? Remembering the history of Greeks and Romans in Egypt, it is clear that Europeans could see the Anubis priest with his jackal head over many centuries of polytheism. The possibilities of rumors and misunderstandings are obvious. The Anubis cult even made its way to Rome. Wolkinski illustrates a Roman statue of a figure titled Hermanubis. The Christian author Cyprian mocked former senators losing their dignity by walking around with the dog masks on their heads, and the Roman playwright Juvenal considered it unseemly for a priest to wear such a mask. Now, we know that the idea of turning into a werewolf is found in Germanic legends, and that the Franks themselves, of Germanic origin, had stories about the werewolves in the medieval period. The connection from Egypt to Rome and the other parts of Europe seems quite obvious. You may wonder why there are no hippopotamus men or lion men in the Northern European legends. Well, there were no lions or hippos in medieval Europe. However, there were wolves, which had a strong resemblance to the jackal face of Anubis during the Dark Ages. Sophisticated knowledge about the nature of ancient cults would have been lost. The Church had no interest in preserving such knowledge. A garbed tradition of the existence of a man-wolf would be the result of the passage of time. If the hypothesis is correct, we have a very simple origin from the idea of the werewolf in Europe. We do not need to attempt to link this to Paleolithic shamanism, Scythian shamanism, various human diseases, or Viking berserk behavior. Some of these things may have colored the concept in later years, but with Volkinsky evidence, we have a simpler and more direct origin for a concept that turns out to be a real and historical phenomenon of known nature. Here's a small part of one of the facets of the perception of werewolves. It is hard to imagine that so many movies, books, legends, and tales featuring werewolves are simply because people once misunderstood something. This is just one of many versions to study this phenomenon. If you are interested in this topic and want to investigate the true origin of werewolves, then subscribe to me, leave your comment, and tell me what you think about it, and I will in turn make a big video